that. That was awesome.
That was hysterical.
I mean, you gotta love the sketches. I mean, some people are still kind of iffy about them, but I think they bring a whole new dynamic to his reviews, and quite honestly, it's nice to see his creativity expand even more.
I'm so glad Critic reamed The Cat in the Hat. I hope and pray that he does the Lorax. It was horrendous.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Lorax. By the previews, I didn't want to see it, but he doesn't really seem to like any of those movies, really.
Yeah, I do think Horton Hears a Who was pretty good, though. Well, The Grinch isn't great. It's an enjoyable kind of bad.
Yeah, that really seems like the syndrome for Dr. Seuss movies. The first one always gets more positive reviews than the second one. The Grinch was the first live-action representation of Dr. Seuss, and it had a lot more positive reviews than The Cat in the Hat, which a lot of people despised. And the first CGI representation of Dr. Seuss in Horton Hears a Who got a lot more positive reviews than the Lorax, which I heard got a lot of negative reviews and is despised, particularly by you as well. And I mean, that's not even counting all the unneeded specials. Well, you know, like, The Grinch versus The Cat in the Hat.
Huh?
You didn't know that existed? Hold on, let me find it for you. Huh. I can't seem to find that one. I know it's a more earlier remake. I saw it air on ABC Family. However, I have found one online in its entirety, which almost has the exact same premise. It's 24 minutes long, it's from 1982, and it might have some substance. Do we dare?
I guess if we have to.
Okay, there's one other thing you should know. And I'm going to tell you because I'm your friend. And it's entirely up to you if you want to watch this and critique it after I say it.
Hold on. Okay.
It's a musical.
Hit the deck!
Yeah, that figures. So, do you want to see if this is actually good? Do you want to see if it has substance? Do you want to see if it actually does the musical thing right? I mean, it is Dr. Seuss, but we won't know unless you agree to it.
Just a minute. Okay, hit me.
Okay. Did I mention the special won 2 Emmys?
I'm going to cry by the end of this, aren't I?
Well, it's Universal.
When has that ever been a guarantee?
I know, but, I mean, a big company put money into it, so... You're right, that really is no guarantee, is it?
Hold the phone. By Dr. Seuss? Did Seuss ever write the source material for a crossover?
Look it up later, we're just starting.
The sun came up glowing and glistening. The Whittlebirds all woke up whistling.
Glitzeling? Whittlebirds whistling. I know Seuss made up words, but they sounded more fluid than that. He had a way of making up words that sounded right. That doesn't sound like Dr. Seuss for some reason.
Wait, the Grinch isn't in a cave? There's no explanation for that? He's just all of a sudden in a house?
A whistling Grinch? Never happened before. Unbelievable. This was gooder than good.
Gooder than good.
Gooder than good.
It's probably just a fluke.
Yeah, probably. Oh, hey, look, the Grinch has a mother.
Since when?
Just now, obviously.
And a very good morning to you, Mr. Grinch. So it is it?
Whoa, nice sunny day, and then...
Hi there, Jekyll. Nice to meet you.
To repeat the Grinch's oath with me. I am a Grinch. I'm a Grinch. That's my boy. Now go out and prove it.
I guess being convinced to be evil by your reflection is normal for Grinches. In humans, it would be considered a sign of insanity, with serious concern for one's mental health, but it's the Grinch, yeah? It's normal.
At least the animation is Seuss-esque, if nothing else. Well, hey, that took a turn fast. Took them all the 30 seconds to completely forget the lesson of Christmas. Oh, hey, look! This house suddenly looks like a cave again.
Continuity for the fail. Although it could be argued that his outlook on his home is influenced by his mood.
Yeah, that would be great if all houses were influenced by moods. Because then my house would be on fire after I saw Magical Mystery Cures, the Equestria Girls trailer, and Nick Studio 10. And another thing I want to point out is he's not on the mountain of Whoville. He's not in Whoville at all. He is in Seuss Land number 5, with no explanation. Did he move? Did he have a foreclosure on his other cave? Never explained. Just the power of the special.
Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Batman!
Oh, hey, look, here comes the cat, finally. At least he's not Michael Myers.
Oh, the bees are busy buzzing in the beezleberry vine, while the bees are very sweet and in the good old sunny shine. It's gonna be a sunny buzzy beezleberry day, the day when cats...
Hear that tone of voice? And those words?
No, my brain shut down 2 seconds in.
Let me tell ya, this doesn't go away.
Shut up. Please, shut up. Please, shut up.
She has an odd list of allergies, one of them being overly happy songs.
Please, shut up.
At least ones that aren't deliberately making fun of themselves. This one isn't. But hey, nice animation. Is there supposed to be a connection between those 2 images? And all that food and the flower, is that just for him? Is the Cat in the Hat forever alone? I mean, he has thing 1 and thing 2, invite them to dinner, or don't invite them to dinner. Oh, God, Seuss, you mess with my head.
You get this crate out of my way.
I do seem to be blockerizing and obstructivating your mobility.
This can't be Seuss. It can't be. He would never just throw random syllables at the end of a word for no reason at all.
Mr. Hooses, if you will be so kind as to hold my hot dog...
They actually wrote that line? I'm not even going to repeat it. It speaks for itself.
It was 1982. They couldn't possibly have known
Hold my hot dog.
the kind of bizarre innuendo.
Hold my hot dog.
It was the most innocent time of animation, and
Hold my hot dog.
I mean, it was Dr. Seuss. They wouldn't.
Hold my hot dog.
Knock it off already!
I will de-blockerize and de-obstructivate this roadway.
Not even the Cat in the Hat talks like this. I mean, once in a while, but he didn't make up every word.
So the cat calls the Grinch Mr. Greenface, and for some reason, this is the worst racial slur that could ever be spoken to a Grinch. Or so it seems, since he flat out stalks the Cat in the Hat home.
One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you.
Oh! Well, that was unneeded close-up number 1 in this movie. Will you stop doing the close-up on the Grinch's face? He's not exactly pretty. You're gonna scare the kids right out of the room. That's pretty nasty driving there.
Looks pretty normal to me.
What?
I said looks normal to me. That's how people drive.
Ah, right. Los Angeles.
We smog, we tail, we flip the bird. You gotta love the City of Angels.
In this world of complexitous complication, in
Oh.
this world of peculiarous puzzleization, in this world of redunculous ruffialization.
Seuss didn't write this. I just refuse.
Not even Seuss was this Seuss.
Your life's full of boulders, but shrug your shoulders, just shrug your shoulders.
Shoulders. Really?
My stupidity meter just broke.
In this world of
Just in time, though, because the tape just shot itself.
What?
This, sir, is my acoustical anti-audial bleeper, otherwise known as my vacuum sound sweeper.
Okay, I can buy that he got this out of nowhere or made it in 5 minutes because Seuss is famous for his characters making things completely out of nowhere or getting them from complete nowhere.
That's the darn thing that makes the sound sound stupid?
Oh, wow. Wow, wow. Yes, stupid. That's the sound that makes the sound sound stupid. Please play that again.
That's the darn thing that makes the sound sound stupid?
Durr.
And guess what? Cat sang twice. Guess whose turn it is?
On again, off again, make the sound cough again. I am the boss of whatever.
You know, there was a reason the Grinch didn't sing in the original cartoons. Now you know why.
You know, Cat, here's an idea. The Grinch is obviously distracted with his little musical number. Why don't you smash the darn thing? You're the Cat in the Hat. It's not like you're not used to making messes and pulling Deus Machina out of your sleeve. You're the Bugs Bunny of Dr. Seuss tales.
Just push my button, your lovebirds start burping.
Wait a second.
It sucks out of the air every noise, every sound, and gargles the sound waves for 50 miles round.
So it takes the sound and mangles it. Just the sound, correct?
Yeah.
So they should still act like they're whistling, but you can clearly see they're burping.
Actually, hiccuping.
Whatever. Maybe it's just a fluke.
When I wish to hear moos, I can hear them from yous.
Not for me.
Look! It's controlling his mouth! He should still act like he's talking! The #1 rule when establishing any fantasy setting is you get to make up all your own rules, but you have to follow them once you set them up! It's a basic rule of fantasy writing unless you're trying to have a story that makes no sense!
Oh no, Maxie Waxy, no hidey-widey from Grinchy Winchy.
Okay, and there's also a reason why the Grinch didn't baby talk, but hey, the good news is we're halfway through.
Only halfway? There's not enough chocolate to get through the whole thing!
This is the legal gear, and as you know, it goes round and it makes the legal gear go.
Oh, hey, song number 4. So your whole objective is to explain to us how exactly that machine works, but in song. So you're literally an instruction manual. That's great. You're actually ripping off the Star Wars Christmas special for ideas.
Do you know what a lighthouse is? A lighthouse makes light.
I had no idea.
I built me a dark house. A dark house makes dark.
Really? I mean, okay, nice concept, guys, but anybody with a brain could have figured out that the dark house made things dark.
So the Grinch continues to mess with the cat because he's obviously psychotic.
Hey, he's the Cat in the Hat. Can you tell yet? And here's something else. I can understand the Grinch hating Christmas and stealing it, but all the cat did was call him green face.
Don't say that word. It is a terrible racial slur upon Grinch kind. You will call down the wrath of all physical creatures on our heads.
Right. For the sake of moving this along faster, just go.
Oh boy, if I had a psychiatrist's couch, I'd find out what's wrong with that Grinchy grouch.
A psychiatrist's couch?
Is there something in your family tree that causes Grinch delinquency?
And a therapy song. Therapy. in a Seuss universe. That doesn't quite fit.
I'm no stranger to therapy, but in a Seuss movie? I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, I can't get over this. The Cat in the Hat is trying to find sanity in a Dr. Seuss movie and universe. And when was the Cat in the Hat the one to really justify as the sane one here? You are literally talking to a figment of your own imagination trying to find a therapeutic way to cure him. Who's the sane one and who's the insane one here? The correct answer is, you're all insane. You're in a Seuss universe!
That's a lot of rot.
Yeah! Grinch! Finally! First time someone makes sense in this special. Especially considering the cat's imagination just beat him up. That's weird.
So the Grinch keeps tormenting the cat until he suddenly decides.
Let's liven things up with some persimmon pink.
CJ, am I on drugs?
Okay, guys, you literally stated that it was a dark house. A dark house. How is it suddenly pink? I get that Dr. Seuss is a master of things not making sense, but you never said that it could change other colors and do other things. You dedicated an entire song showing how one machine worked, and you even failed at that. Can you please get some continuity in this story? At all.
How is the color pink threatening at all? What's it supposed to do?
I guess we're about to find out.
How? Pink eggs and ham?
The sound machine shouldn't be able to do that. You never said it could. Can you guys please explain your things better? Or better yet, just say they can do anything. Because that is a better explanation than the explanation you're giving us.
We get it's Dr. Seuss, but explain a little, please. I mean, again, fantasy rule number 1. Really?
Okay, you really need to tell us the limitations of the machine. First, you said the machine can gargle or make any sound possible. And then you added a dark house. And suddenly it's all pink and controlling objects and people. Seriously, he never said this crap would do any of this. You need to explain your plot devices just a little bit better than this.
You get to set up your rules, but again, you have to keep them.
Even saying your machine can do anything is something. At this point, all the kids are wondering what's going on. They're looking to their parents for answers, and heck, if they have any, they're just saying, look, it's the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat. Just roll with it. And that's what this entire special is. Screw continuity. Screw any facts. It's just the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat in a situation that they made up in 5 minutes. That's what it's been so far. Again, the animation is great, but the story makes no sense at all. Just because something looks pretty doesn't take away from all the plot holes that you're creating with this.
Even for Dr. Seuss, it makes no sense, and that says a lot.
That Grinch.
Okay. Now we are on drugs.
Look out! Look out! They're walking around the bed, on the head, clippity-cloppity, parade, in braid, pink elephants on parade.
I've got it. I've got the Grinch psychologicalized.
Wait, he solved the problem?
How? Nothing in that whatever it was showed that he did. What did he do? What did he solve? What's the big problem of this story? Somebody explain something!
Guess we'll find out in the 6th song!
Oh, soften your heart, remember your mother.
Remember your mother?
Okay. There are literally 2 scenes in this whole thing that justify this, and the cat knowing about it makes no sense. 1. There's a photograph of the mother in the Grinch's room, but it's in the Grinch's room! The cat never saw it, and don't you dare tell me his delusion counts unless he has telepathic powers.
And there's one other part where the Grinch falters in the therapist song about his mother. Play it here.
Maybe your mother didn't treat
Mama?
you right.
And that was the Cat in the Hat's delusion. So in reality, both of the clues Cat got were unexplained or in his own mind, so they make absolutely no sense.
So he never saw the photo, and he's basing his guess on how to save the world on his delusional song number.
Yes, everything's gonna be just fine.
What if she's dead, Cat? Ever think of that? All of this overblown, nonsensical, delusional, unneeded, plot-filled destruction was caused over one statement of Mr. Green.
Wrath of all physical creatures!
And you know what the worst part is? This was all caused because the Cat in the Hat didn't know the Grinch's name. He called him Mr. Greenface because that was the first thing that popped into his head. He didn't know the Grinch's name, or he would have called him the Grinch. All the Grinch would have had to do was say, "My name is the Grinch," and the Cat would have called him the Grinch, saving us all of this trouble and all of this unneeded crap.
As she held you, remember your sweet mother's eyes. Wherever she's now, her eyes are still looking.
Oh, might we please just get a whimsical moment of his mother talking to...
There, son.
Insert Obi-Wan, Peter Pan from Hook scene, Mufasa, anything else you'd like here.
Now be a good boy and clean up your room. Yes, Mama.
Clean up your room? That's what she says to him? She could have been dead for years, and she has just a few seconds to talk to him, apparently, unless this is in the Grinch's delusion too. And all she says is to clean up your room? A half hour well spent.
So the Grinch reforms his evil ways and turns the dark machine or whatever it is off, and everything is hunky-dory.
This was gooder than good.
Stop saying gooder! Gooder isn't a word. Gooder isn't even a made-up word that Dr. Seuss would use.
And a very good morning to you, Mr. Grinch. Oh, it is it? I think the time has come for thee to repeat the Grinch's oath.
That's how it ends? Screw it, it's over.
Shockingly, I kind of like the ending, but it is not a payoff worth waiting 23 minutes for.
Where do we even start? First off, don't mess with a good thing. Here's the thing, just because it sounds like a good idea in your head doesn't mean it's going to turn out that way. This was a great marketing idea on paper, but combined into a musical with a nonsensical, plot hole-filled, confusing plot line, no less. It was horrible. I rag on Magical Mystery Cure being a rushed abomination, and it is, but this was even worse, because the storyline had no point and nothing made sense. That seems to be a flowing narrative in musicals, doesn't it? Atlantis Square so much build-up, horrible storyline, musical songs which sucked, huge letdown. Magical Mystery Cure had a storyline, not a good one, horrible direction, a lot of bad songs, too many for its runtime, horrible payoff that I hope is fixed, and in this great idea, with the great animation which I won't falter, but botched delivery and horrible lines. The Cat in the Hat was annoying, the Grinch actually acted too Grinchy, and I want you to think about that. It was just a mess. And this won 2 Emmys? It's amazing. But, if I had a choice between watching this again and the live-action Cat in the Hat, I'd pick the Grinch Grinches the Cat in the Hat every time. Why? 2 reasons. The first reason is the animation. The animation is still wonderful. It's still Seuss-like, and even though the dialogue and the storyline made no sense, it was still nice to look at. Except for those awkward close-ups of the Grinch, which I will try to forget. But the biggest reason is, even though the idea is kind of a sellout, the way it was written and the way it was depicted was not a sellout. In the Cat in the Hat movie, there were all these unneeded references, all these advertisements in the movie, all these fourth wall jokes that weren't needed. Here it was a straight story, a nonsensical straight story, but they didn't try to advertise. They didn't try to make any fourth wall jokes. They didn't make any jokes of the sort. Maybe that's because it was made in 1982, but maybe that was a good thing. even though the rest of the storyline and all the plot holes and all the nonsensical stuff still weigh it down, it's still not as bad as what the Cat in the Hat movie did, and that's why it's better.
I went and I dug up what I could on this special, and lo and behold, though it was never a book, it was in fact written by Dr. Seuss. However, that does not change my opinion that this was a poorly written piece of crud that doesn't sound like any of his other works. It sounds like someone making a script out of sounds that you would make to your baby or your pet and forcing it into a Dr. Seuss story.
Gentlemen, I have our little scripty whipty for the Grinch Grinches, the Cat in the Hattie Watty. It's so goody-goody, it's gooder than goody-goody. I can't waity, it's gonna be a blockbustery, wustery, emmy, jemmy, wenny.
Exactly. And by the way, if you keep pulling up these musical episodes for us to watch, CJ, I'm gonna have to sit you down and make you watch what a real musical is made of.
I'm Channel Jackery Wackery.
I'm Fictiony Wictiony Addictiony.
And we are the StoryTrollers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.